Green Day went from raging against the machine to raging for the machine?
I'm not a part of the MAGA agenda.
So, Billy, what part of the MAGA agenda are you not on board with? Is it the America First policies, strong borders, law and order, gun rights, national security, strong military, world peace, no wars, peace through strength? Is it that just the presence of President Trump in office forced every other country in the world to stand down?
I wasn't involved in wars. We beat the hell out of ISIS. We won 100%. We brought our troops back home.
The United States has the luxury of having, by far and away, the most formidable military in the world. And even with all that power at his fingertips, President Trump was still measured enough to know when to use that power. That's peace through strength.
You know, getting along with people with hundreds of nuclear weapons is not a bad thing. You know, they want to make it like a bad thing. It's a very good thing. But peace through strength. They didn't want to mess around. It would have never happened in Ukraine. Russia would have never gone in. Would have never happened. The recent attack on Israel would have never happened.
Like, really, what part of the MAGA agenda could you not like? Is it the low taxes, even lower interest rates?
We got the biggest tax cuts in history, the biggest regulation cuts in history.
Made in America policies, booming stock market, fat 401ks, cheap gas, energy dominance.
We have more liquid gold under our feet, energy, oil and gas, than any other country in the world, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia.
We were a net energy exporter. Like, what part of the MAGA agenda do you hate again? I'm trying to understand you. Is it us protecting life, including the unborn, who don't yet have a voice to beg for their own life? Protecting our First Amendment rights and not being censored and punished by our own government for exercising those rights? Protecting tradition from being wiped away by rogue actors trying to burn, loot, murder, and rewrite their own version of history in the process? Protecting our country from the theft and centralization of government power through socialism, communism, and Marxism, the very machine that you're raging for, Billy. Like, seriously, what part of the MAGA agenda do you have a problem with? School choice, transparency in curriculums, parents' rights, medical freedom?
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
Not having unelected bureaucrats exploit emergency powers to dictate to us forced, experimental, deadly medical interventions and holding our jobs hostage?
Vaccinate your workforce.
The goal here is compliance.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Were you really on board with all these government mandates?
The world is changing. This is a new world.
You don't just rage for the machine, you are a cog in their machine.
Freedom. No, I mean, come on, freedom.
Billy, don't be just another useful idiot to the Democrats and globalists.
Put trust and faith in our government.
In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
You see, American patriotism is not just something you quietly feel and keep to yourself, but something that must be expressed boldly and loudly to everyone, every single day.
We were so successful, the country was coming together. It was a beautiful thing to see. So we're going to put America first. We're going to make America great again when we take back our country. And truly, we do make our country great again.
And that love of country should compel us all to do our civic duty, to hold ourselves, our community, and government accountable, and to recognize that, as flawed as we all are, and even though we don't, as a country, always get it right, that we make the daily, conscious effort to do everything we can to make America that much better than the day before. That's the MAGA agenda.